It cast a reddish glow on the storm that ravaged Ewan, almost making the snowflakes look like raining blood. I sat on the kitchen floor, massaging frozen fingers with frozen fingers, wincing as cramps tore at my muscles. It took all of my strength not to curl in on myself and disappear into a single frozen knot, but I would not cower before these people who believed they had the right to decide my fate. People who, I believed, would have proclaimed to love me only days earlier. Ice crystals veined the floor around me, stretching as far as the fire's heat would allow. And now these men, Torrin Hutches, my neighbor and Benion's father, Jack Swinier, Ashland's father, Cooper Toad, who ran the mercantile, and even my own father stood discussing my fate in front of me as though I were a pestilence, as though I weren't sitting right there, hearing everything from their mouths.
"It's killed my boy,"
Torrin shouted, tears in his blue eyes.
"And look at your other child."
My father glanced at Maureen, who lay curled in blankets by the hearth, her head resting on Mother's lap. Mother stroked her hair. Maureen had fallen sick like the others, the continuous cold too strong for her to bear. Still, her fever had broken during the night.
"She's a disease chard,"
Cooper said, not bothering to lower his voice. Wrinkles etched his forehead in tight arches, emphasizing his receding hairline, and he trembled with the chill of my aura.
"You've seen how it follows her. I wouldn't wish this curse on anyone, let alone on her and your family, but we will all die in our very beds if she doesn't go. There's no hope of catching Morden, not now. We don't even know which direction he went, and you'd be a fool to seek out another wizard's aid. You'll curse the whole town, you will."
I slammed my fist against the cupboard door beside me, sending frost cascading across it. A sharp pain ran up my arm, magnified by the cold. "This is my home," I cried, my tears freezing on my lashes. "I have every right—"
"You lost that right when you brought the wrath of a wizard upon us,"
Torrin interrupted. "I'm not the one who let him stay here in the first place," I quipped. All eyes went to my father. He had been the one to open his heart to Morden when Morden was only a weary traveler. But no one could blame him for it. My father hadn't known any better, and Morden had seemed to be a perfect citizen until that day in the willow wax, the day he couldn't take no for an answer. Jax, Ashland's father, met my eyes, and I saw some sadness in his gaze. I had spent so much time at his home over the years, I was nearly family.
"Will you really stay here and watch your family die? Watch them starve away or freeze to death? What will it take, Smitha? Maureen's passing? Ashland's?"
His words were harsh, yet his tone was soft, pleading. "That isn't fair," I cried, panic seizing my frozen heart. Not only did I have to be cursed, but cast out as well, I'd die. "You don't even know how it feels. You don't even know. I feel dead already, so cold. You don't even know." I covered my face with my hands, tears slowly freezing against my palms. I would die next anyway. I had seen death, and he had known my name. A human body wasn't meant to survive such a curse. I shivered. The men were silent for a long moment, or perhaps they spoke in whispers I could not hear over my own sobs. Finally, though, I caught my father's words.
"Give me 1 day. 1 more day, and she'll be gone."
For a moment, I was truly frozen, immobile in my prison of ice. I had always expected to leave home someday when I was wed. Not like this. Not with my own father betraying me. I pushed myself to my feet, frost webbing about my footsteps. I stared at my father, unable to summon the words to defend myself. I looked to my mother, but she avoided my gaze. I had been cast out by my own family, my own flesh and blood. For the first time in my life, I was unwanted, cast aside like sawdust. I had nothing to say, nothing that could soothe the indignity that clung to me.